Okay, so I'm making this video in response to Bowie. It's the ringneck birdie, and he has a video called Bowie talking to himself by the window, and I saw several of his videos, and I just want to share out because I started showing people that video, and even though it's so simple and there's really nothing very profoundly said, but that video itself spoke volumes, and there's a lot of people watching it, and I'm sure there's this subconscious understanding, and there's something within us all that are attracted to that, and what it was that Bowie, this little cute birdie, is the yellow bird, he can speak a little bit, and the owner doesn't think he understands everything, but I think it does on another level beyond its ability to express itself, but it does understand on a telepathic level, like, what it doesn't have an understanding, I think. Just by the timing of its responses and the way that it's responding is showing its own understanding. And what's so attractive about that video is that Bowie was talking to this little stuffed animal that it was kind of standing on, and it's very soft. And it was telling it, that it loved it, and it was playing peekaboo with it. And then it was also just adoring it. It was in such a loving state, and said, "Oh, can I give you a hug? Can I give you a hug?" I said, "I love you." And it would just be the darlingest thing. You just look at it, loving its little stuffed animal, and you can't help but fall in love with him. He's so cute. He's just a darling. And I was just thinking, oftentimes we treat other people that way, or we treat our stuffed animals with love, or we treat our dogs with love. But when do we talk to ourselves like that? When do we have our self-talk in which we tell ourselves how much we love you, Because there's all these gazillions of cells within our body, and they're all individual cells. They have individual functions, and they're organisms on their own. They're independent, and they come together, they make a membrane, or they make an organ or whatever, but they're individually, they're cells. And so if they are cells, if these cells are the people of the earth, and we're like the God of this earth or of this organization, and we're the head of this organization, then it's kind of like, how can we love these, separate organisms? This body is a separate organism than your spirit, and how do you give that to your body? How can you love this body? How can you love this entity, this person, or this person that you thought that was with you the whole time, this body, almost, you could say. How can you love this body that has been there with you all this time? And, what if you were to talk to yourself that way, and tell yourself how much you love yourself, and to really appreciate yourself, and to really appreciate this body that, it's been with you for so long, and all the cells of this body, and this body, this whole body, this entire being as a body. Like, how do you love yourself? How do you give that love to this body? And so we never talk to ourselves that way. We never talk to ourselves like that, with our sweet, with like, "Oh, I love you," or, how sweet it is, and you know, you don't do that. We're not taught to do that. And but maybe it's time to start to love ourselves that way, you know. And it's time to talk to ourselves that way. And even the birdie can do it. And he's talking to himself. It just seemed like he was talking to himself. But you can tell he was kind of also talking to the stuffed animal, because it was making him feel soft and it was making him feel loved. And he just was expressing that love, you know. And what if we were to talk to ourselves softly and without, you know, being so, you know, harsh on ourselves, but to have the energy of softness, and to have that energy of really just, you know, being sweet, just being sweet on yourself, you know. And the little birdie taught me that. So, I mean, along the way in life, there will be people who teach you things, and there will be other times or other events or people or things that come into your life, and they kind of drill it in, or they kind of just make it even more prominent, or that understanding make it really hit home. And when I see the birdie doing that, it really, like, I really understood, like, how good that could be for your body. Because, I mean, you've heard of people saying, like, you should talk to your body before you go to bed. Oh, you know, you're good. Oh, you know, thank you, and be thankful. But to me, that was like, I couldn't feel it. Like, I didn't feel, it just felt kind of strange, you know, like, ooh, good knee, or ooh, good hands. But when I saw that birdie do it, it was more real. It was sweet, you know, and it was really loving. It wasn't just like, oh, I love you, thank you, you know. It was like that feeling. You had the feeling of love, and you just were thankful, and you were naturally brought to want to thank your body. And it's not a forced feeling. It's not something you mentally tried to force on yourself or trying to push that idea, but it was more like you really realize, you know, like, you can do that, and you can love yourself. You can, you know, you're sweet too, and I don't know, it's just wonderful to see that little birdie. So I just wanted to give that response, and thank you for putting out those videos.